Welcome to Something on Sports. I'm your host, something. I'm here today with my co-host, Ricky. Say what's up to the people, Ricky.
What's going on? Giving it to them raw and unfiltered today. Raw and unfiltered.
Hey yo, pause. But today we've got a great topic for you. We want to talk about Kyrie Irving and how everybody in the media is finally apologizing to him. We kind of want to talk about was any of the hate warranted in the past, or was the media just trying to get a clickbait story? And was the last 6 years that they have been tearing this man up worth it? So, Ricky, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is, like I said, you know how much I hate media, and a lot of people are media made, man. Looking at Kyrie's stats, Kyrie has pretty much this when he played with Brooklyn was his best years. Only thing is he didn't win, and winning makes media love you oh so much. After the Boston series, after the Boston stat, that's when he learned his leadership role because he went back and apologized to LeBron's like, yeah, okay, I understand us little young knuckleheads, we don't really know nothing, so we should take advice from our leaders. And he took that along with him to Brooklyn, and also now it's being shown very well in Dallas because he's winning. So I'm quite sure he's still burning sage. I'm quite sure he's still anti-vax. He's still a flat earther. All the things that media made him down, made him as a villain in to society. On the court, he's always been a menace. Nothing
Right.
changed. You know what I'm saying? He's always been 25, 5, and 5, or at least, except for the time in Cleveland. He was a baby then, though. So uh, I take my hat off to Kyrie. I always liked Kyrie. I followed him since his 3 games that he played with Duke. You know what I'm saying? Still remember the jump ball. He got to steal off the jump ball. That was his first points being a Duke Blue Devil. So I do remember Kyrie, and like I've never looked at him a different way. He's healthy and he's playing ball, and that's what Kyrie does very well since he been in the NBA. It's just media. People stop listening to media and open up your eyes and watch the game and watch what's going on. You have
Right.
your own brain.
So I feel like we have to start, if we're going to do our due diligence, I feel like we have to start where the media really started hating on Kyrie, because I feel like this, if you don't know the whole story or you haven't gone and done any research or anything like that, somebody like me, we talked about this in the past, I think when it was COVID and all that stuff, I think we talked about this on one of the old podcasts, but Jason Tatum is on record saying that the reason why Boston didn't work was because of the young players. So him, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, they didn't want to listen to Kyrie because they were like, we just got to the conference finals because they had played against,
Option.
Cleveland. And so when they got there, they didn't want to do anything Kyrie was trying to tell them to do to win. And so you have to think, if you're in a locker room and the whole entire locker room don't want you there because you are now the new star of the team. They all want to be the stars of the team, and they're not listening to your leadership. That's not on Kyrie, and so that's why Kyrie left Boston, was because he was
But
having all
that's the
those
same
issues.
thing he did to LeBron, though. That's why he went back and apologized.
Right,
That's the
right,
exact same thing
and
he
that's
did to LeBron.
and that's fair. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? He owned up to that, and he's apologized. He doesn't get the credit for that he deserves. Then he goes to Brooklyn, and let's not forget this. If Kyrie doesn't get hurt in 2015, Cleveland beats Golden State in the finals. I mean, I'm gonna stand. I'll stand 10 toes down on that one. LeBron won 2 games by himself without Kevin Love and without Kyrie. So before I
Then
think
was motivation games. I believe that's another subject, but I believe Golden State was sleeping a little bit because of those injuries. But that's a argument for
maybe
another day.
maybe I'll take your word for it how you think, because you're more of a LeBron guy than a Jordan guy, so you know what I'm saying. I'll take your word on that. But they could potentially, we'll say, potentially have had 3 titles. I will
No,
stand.
you're not gonna sneak that in. You're not gonna sneak that in. I was
I
gonna
said
let it slide. I'm Mr. Non-biased.
no. Let me cook. This is my opinion. You can have your non-biased opinion, but what I'm
No, I'm talking
saying
about
is
the Brian Jordan thing you just said. I want to let it.
um,
That's what I'm talking about.
but what I'm saying is Cleveland could have potentially had 2 titles. And then if you look at the Nets, when he gets to Brooklyn, you know, everybody says that they were a disappointment, but it was more about injuries. You know what I'm
Everybody
saying?
fell apart.
Well, no, it wasn't even that they fell apart. Yeah, their bodies fell apart
Yeah,
because
the
you
body.
know
I'm talking about the body injuries.
Kyrie got hurt, and Kevin Durant almost beat the Bucks by himself. If his toe was a millimeter smaller, they win that. And
And
so
Kevin Durant was just coming off Achilles.
so then Kyrie gets this bad reputation for not being a winner, all this other stuff. But that's potentially 3 titles he could have won in Brooklyn. And then Brooklyn just didn't work out. You know, y'all hired the coach that they didn't want. He didn't want to get vaccinated, which is fine. Not everybody's vaccinated. Not everybody else is getting prosecuted for being vaccinated, you know? And it's ridiculous that everybody can go to the game, but since he's not vaccinated, there can be unvaccinated people at the game, but he can't go to the arena and go to work. And so that was stupid. And then the tweet, it was like the icing on the cake. It was like this dude tweets out something about, which might have been anti-Semitic, but he didn't say anything. But it was a movie that's on Amazon, who is now a sponsor for the NBA and is going to be broadcasting games on the NBA. But that's where he got the movie from. And then you got people like
anything to who?
And then
nobody, yeah, they ain't say nobody, nothing to the Amazon CEO.
Right, nothing to Amazon. And then when you take it one step further, look at Harrison Butker. You're not going to tell me what Harrison Butker said wasn't more hurtful than Kyrie just tweeting out a movie. We don't even know how Kyrie felt about the movie. He just tweeted out a movie and got suspended for 5 games for a freaking tweet. That shit's wild. And so it's like, Kyrie always gets this bad reputation because he's a flat earther and, you know, he's saging, just like you saying. He gets a bad reputation because of the man who he is, but not the man that he actually is, because Kyrie does a lot of giving away. You've seen all the stories of kids selling chocolate on the side of the street. Kyrie pulls out freaking $1,000 and gives them $1,000 for $40 worth of chocolate and stuff like that. Most people don't do that. And I've just always felt like Kyrie's got a bad rap, and that's coming from a North Carolina guy. You know what I'm saying? UNC, baby.
Yeah, I agree. I'd never turn my back. Like I said, bro, I don't listen to the media. That's why I don't really, because Kyrie, like I said, he did the exact same thing for his career. There's nothing that Kyrie has changed about the way he has been in his career. I mean, right. He's a gifted ball handler, a gifted finisher, very good 3-point shooter. He's an offensive threat.
Right.
So that's why they got him and Luka as the best duo in NBA history.
Well, they're not, but we'll actually carry that on. Let me get this last piece off, and then we'll actually shift into that topic. So I think that people, when they act like Kyrie doesn't have heart, or he wasn't trying to ball, I think they forgot about when he came into the league and was challenging Kobe at Team USA. People without heart don't challenge Kobe Bryant in front of everybody on Team USA. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
that whole defense.
What's that? Shred through the whole defense. When Kobe Bryant is willing to be your mentor, that means that you are gifted, talented. You have a good attitude. You're a star, because Kobe doesn't give everybody his time, his attention, and that's coming. I'm not even a Kobe fan, but I know we all know Kobe. He ain't giving you no attention, nothing, if you're not bringing it. So let's go ahead and shift.
Hold on, I want to say one more thing. The thing is, like I said, what it is. The media is now sharing those things that Kyrie did, right, instead of sharing the negativity. So now, like I said, it's all about the way the media does things to try to persuade you. That's what their job is, to make you go to their liking. That's all.
On that note, so now they're talking about the greatest duos of all time, the greatest backcourt of all time. I'm going to go ahead and lead this one off. So in my opinion, the greatest backcourt of all time, and it's not even really a question for me, would have to be Steph and Clay, bro. like, I can't even sit up here and act like Kyrie and Luka are better than Steph and Clay yet, because Steph and Clay got 4 titles. Steph got 2 MVPs. They got the gang of all NBA awards. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's the greatest backcourt in NBA history.
So, I hear what you're saying. I get it. But when we're talking about team ball and accolades, that's a little different, because, I mean, Steph and Clay, of course, you know what I'm saying? But he had Draymond, he had Looney, he had Single, like, you know what I'm saying? He had all those boys. motherfucking Kyrie and Luca, like man, like skill level, you gonna have Steph Curry. Steph Curry is cemented as probably the top 2 point guards of all time. Some people got him as one, some people got him as two. If you're not gonna take him out of top three, I don't care what nobody say.
Right.
You
He's
know what
two
I'm
for
saying?
me.
So
He's two. He's
he
two
can
for me.
handle his own. You know what I'm saying? In that battle of duo, it's just that clay piece. So if you take Luca and Steph, and you say, okay, we can next them. Kyrie and Clay, that's I think Kyrie is that much better than them. So if we're just looking at duos, not teams, that duo is tough.
Yeah, but they do different things, and so I think when we're talking about Clay, what cannot be ignored about Clay Thompson is that because we're talking prime, we're not talking like today. So prime Clay Thompson was an elite defender. Nobody else is an elite defender except for Clay. So you got Clay on Luca. Luca going to have to chase Clay around the whole game, which is going to be a problem. He's going to get tired because you got to chase Clay. He's going to
I
run the
ain't
whole
saying
game.
2-on-2. I don't think we said 2-on-2. I
Well, no,
said
I'm
the best
okay.
duo.
But let's say if they're playing against each other, because that's the scenario we have to look at. When we can even say team ball, so we can look at this in a facet of it's Golden State versus Dallas. I just think that
Golden State. I'm taking
what's
Golden
that?
State. I'm
What's
taking
that?
Golden State.
Right. Because but it's harder. It's harder for I feel like it's just a harder matchup, I think, for Luca and Kyrie to guard Clay and Steph because of what they do on the basketball court. They're not
Yeah,
like
because honestly, they wouldn't be like that. It wouldn't match up like that, and you know that. Like they'll have somebody else on Steph, and they'll have somebody else on. Kyrie might play Steph, but
Kyrie and Steph gonna guard each other.
they're
Clay
not gonna
guarding
have
Luca. Clay is
they're
guarding
not
Luca.
Luca's not guarding Clay. That's the point that I'm trying to get at. Like that's not gonna happen.
But see
Not
that.
running back and forth through the screens and shit. No, that's not gonna
See,
happen.
but then you have to take that into consideration too. If like, hey man, we got to get somebody else in here to help with this shit. Don't you think that affects who's a better backcourt? Because Steph's guarding fucking Kyrie and Clay's guarding Luca. It's not that's what it is. They're not bringing somebody else in to guard one of those two. They're gonna scheme and they're gonna do well. To where Dallas, you got to hide one of your guards in order to play against
Actually,
Clay.
if we talking team ball, they wouldn't put Steph on Kyrie. They'll have somebody else on Kyrie.
No, I think they'll have Steph on Kyrie.
I don't think so.
Then who you gonna put? You have to put Steph on Kyrie because then who do you put Steph on? You're not gonna
Yeah,
put
I
Steph
guess
on a
yeah,
small
because
forward.
yeah. I mean, put him with what's the three name?
He's too big. Steph's only 6'2", 6'3". Then you just attack Steph, and then all you have to do is like just attack Steph. That's all you have to do the whole game. I mean, that's not that would be a bad strategy.
I don't think Steph will be on Kyrie. They'll figure something out.
He said they'll figure out something.
Yeah.
No, they couldn't know because if you're looking at in their prime, you have Andrew Wiggins ain't guarding. He's not guarding Kyrie. And I wouldn't even say that's prime. Kevin Durant's not guarding Kyrie. Neither is Harrison Barnes, and those would have been their small forwards. So they have nobody else to guard Kyrie except for Steph. Steph guarding Kyrie. It's not who gonna guard him because you got Draymond ain't gonna be able to guard him. Kevon Looney can't guard him. So neither could have. What did they have? Zaza Pachulia and Andrew Bogut before?
Steph can't guard him either.
Well, that's the best chance. Steph's a better defender than Kyrie. So if you think that Steph's a better defender than Kyrie, so if you're thinking that Steph's going to run away from Kyrie,
I think Kyrie's a better defender.
He is absolutely not a better defender than Steph. What's that?
This year he has been.
You said this year? So you're saying 1 year, but we're talking about their primes for the majority of their careers. Steph's been a better defender.
Right now, Kyrie numbers. This is his prime. This is his best year he's had.
Well, Kyrie's 31. And Steph's like 35, 36. So, I mean, we can't really compare this year versus that year because you're right. Kyrie's in his prime still. Kyrie's still got 5, 6, 7 more years of basketball, So we're going to get a lot of Kyrie, but I can't ignore all the things that Golden State's done. I can't ignore all the accolades. I can't ignore how they play basketball.
I'm not arguing with you that you're wrong at all because that's just I just the way I looked at the situation, like I just see as skill, because that's what they've been saying, the most skilled backcourt of all time. That's what they've been saying. So,
But I think
I think that's why I think that's where I look the way I look at it.
well, when we talk about skill, sometimes I think that people underestimate defense as a skill. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff you have to do on defense.
Of course.
So Luka don't play no defense. And granted, Clay can't dribble the ball at all. But I mean, they have different skills, like Clay can shoot, he can score around the basket, and his defense is impeccable. Where Luka can't play defense, so he can do nothing on the defensive side of the ball. He's not a good on-ball defender. He's not a good rim protector. He's not good at facing you and keeping the ball away from you. He's not good at any of that stuff. And so those are skills. I can't just sit here and honestly say that Luka's more skilled than Clay, because Clay has all the skills on defense. And that's just, I can't overlook that, because they needed that defense to win all those championships,
Oh, they did.
So let me ask you this then. What do you think are some underrated duos? Give me a couple underrated backcourt duos, because we can sit here all day and just give you all the common, these are the top duos. But what do you think are some underrated duos?
It's a good one.
I got a couple.
I'm gonna say DeMar DeRozan and
Kyle Lowry.
God, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, that was a good one. I wish DeRozan could have got a couple more years there, but
if DeRozan would have stayed 1 more year, he would have got that championship. I'm telling you that.
I think one of the most underrated duos was Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum, because their team was trash. You know what I'm saying? Like their team they had Nurkic at center, who ain't playing no defense. I mean, their team was trash. I can't even remember who their damn power forward and their small forward is. Their team was so bad. So yeah, I think they were a good one.
We always knew. I always said myself that they would never win one because they were just too small. They couldn't do it by themselves. Like that was just that. But,
I think Tim Hardaway and Mitch Richmond was a super fire backcourt, but they didn't get to play together for too long because they blew the team up, and Hardaway blew his knee out and got traded. Mitch Richmond got traded, but that backcourt is nasty if you think about it now.
I wish Toronto would have kept Tracy McGrady and him and Vince rocked out over there in Toronto.
Yeah, I think, who did they have? Was Mark Jackson their point guard, or was it?
Yeah, it was Mark Jackson. It was Dale Curry.
Was it Dale Curry? No, Dale Curry's a 2.
It might have been Mark Jackson.
I feel like it was Mark Jackson, but I could be wrong. But I think that would have been a good good. I don't know if you want to call it a backcourt, because one would have to play a small forward, the other one had to play shooting guard. Yeah, that would have been a dynamic duo for sure. I'm trying to think of some other just random backcourts that were kind of dope.
Muggsy Bogues and Larry Grandmama Johnson.
Well, Grandmama was a power forward, though. We could talk about front court.
Are we doing duos? Are we just doing backcourt?
Backcourts, yeah.
Backcourts, okay.
We'll do duos another time. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? Since the topic is the best backcourt, we'll just stay here on the backcourt.
Let's see.
Yeah. It's kind of hard, huh?
That's tough.
I'm trying to think too.
I guess you always say Mark Jackson and Reggie Miller.
I think that was a good backcourt, but I guess you can't deny it. Mark Jackson's second all time in assists, and Reggie Miller's Reggie Miller. I don't care what nobody say. Reggie Miller was an absolute monster to me, man. I watched a lot of Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller was my favorite basketball player back in the day. Like even when Jordan was playing.
I didn't know that.
My favorite basketball player.
What's that?
Jordan was never my favorite basketball player. Has never been my favorite basketball player.
Oh yeah, he's my favorite basketball player, so it is what it is. So
of course he is. Yeah, again. But yeah, backcourt. That's about it.
All right, guys.
DJ Armstrong and Michael Jordan. They don't think they're underrated.
No, I wouldn't put that up there. I got to be honest with myself.
They're not underrated.
Nah, their duo was Jordan and Pippen. So I'm gonna be real with myself. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not going to do it. So maybe we end there. You have any more points or anything?
No, Kyrie, keep doing your thing, bro.
Yes. Salute.
Don't listen to whatever they talking about.
Salute.
No, they don't know what they talking about.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in with us on Something on Sports featuring Ricky, aka Mr. Non-Biased. You know what I'm saying? Say peace out to the people, Ricky.
Peace out. Like and subscribe.
All that stuff.
Smash.
Hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.